All right. Here we are. We're live. Hi. Hello, everybody. So, welcome, Amy. This is Amy, Earth Spirit, who is a fabulous person I found here to introduce you all to. It's great to have you here, Amy. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
for being.
me. I
Of
really
course.
appreciate coming on. It's great. Thank you for asking me.
Sure, of course. We love to introduce new people to our viewers and to bring up your scores and bring up people to come to your channel because we absolutely love showcasing new folks here. So thank you for being here. Hi, MJ. You can put the question down in the comments section, honey. The limit is 4 questions today, so you made it here early and you can put it in there. So there you go, girl. I have a very important call at 11, so I wanted to make sure that I got the questions in and we had enough time to answer them today. So, hi, Rhonda Rue. Nice to see you too.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah. So, as you can see, um, definitely Amy is one of us here. She either has a cat or a dog, and she happens to have a dog.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because some days the dogs will come out. I know Mark on Spirit Whisper, his dogs are always in the background.
Yeah.
And some people's cats actually come up on the
I've
come
had that
across
happen to me. Yeah, they don't care. They just put their butt up in the
their
camera.
butt. Yes, their butt there. They want to know I'm the big cheese, right?
Yeah.
Hi, Lottie and Betty. It's nice to see you. If anybody wants a question up, go ahead and put it in. I'm only taking 4 today, please, for us after we do the interview. And hi, Thomas. And because I have a meeting, so I'll get to that. But I want to find out a little bit more about Amy and what she does and how long she's been doing it. Hi, Lady Silver. It's great to see you. Hi, Hypnicity. Oh, we got a few people here today. That's wonderful. Can you see the chat? Can you see it, Amy? If you put
No,
on comments, no.
I
Okay.
can't see. It's not on StreamYard. So it might, I guess if I open up YouTube, it might show me.
The only problem with it is make sure you turn your sound down because it's has a delay. So yeah,
Okay.
you'll hear it twice otherwise. Hello. Advice for spring. All right. Hi, Nancy. Nice to see you too. So yeah. So I was, me, I'm always looking around for people who have talent and need to be absolutely um, interviewed and talked to. So Amy agreed. And this is her first time really
Yeah.
being interviewed. So I'm just trying to keep it nice and calm for everybody. Okay, so I got 3 questions. I can take one more for afterwards, for after our little interview. And that's all I can take for today. So I'm just going to let you know that. Anyway, let's go ahead and find out a little bit about. All right, Nancy, you're the number 4. So there you go. All right, so I'm going to put my banner up that questions are closed. I know it's early to be doing that, but all right. Good. Now I can concentrate on what I really came here for, which was to talk to Amy. All right. Thank you so much. So, Amy, how long have you been interested in this kind of thing? Were you a child, or what were your experiences?
It's one of those things where you think, oh, I don't have intuition. I don't have it. But then you have dreams and
Yeah.
throughout your life and you go, did I just dream? Like when 9/11 happened. So I'm that old. I remember I was born in the 70s. So I've experienced 9/11 in my 20s, late 20s.
Sure.
And I kept having dreams of planes crashing and hitting buildings. And I remember I used to work at a library. I remember we were about ready to leave and everybody's talking about dreams they had. And I said, oh, I keep having this weird dream of planes crashing into a building. And then like a month later it happened and I never had that dream again. So,
oh my God. So what you're dealing with, of course, we do a dream show on the channel, but what you're dealing with here is a past life, not a precognition then.
yeah.
So it's kind of scary when that happens in some cases. For me, with my mother, I had a dream actually that somebody was going to die because I was sitting in the front of a horse-drawn carriage that was like old-fashioned type of thing with a casket in the back.
Yeah.
And my father was here, my brother was here, and I have another brother, but he wasn't there. And my mother wasn't there. And I thought, oh, something's going to happen to my dad because he always had emphysema.
Okay.
And 2 days later, my mother was dead. And so, yeah. So it's almost, I know that that's to warn you and to get you ready for it, but that's kind of scary that you had that planes crashing into a building. Wow.
Yeah.
So that, did you do, besides that, did you have anything else that happened in your earlier life that made you feel directed towards, say, cards or psychic ability?
I would say that I would get everyone, and I was raised Catholic, by the way. My father was in a cult, and my mother was very strict Catholic, but they got divorced. And what happened was she sort of loosened some of the, because when that happens, you don't get the sacraments. You're not considered. Anyway.
Correct. Yep.
And for me, I always questioned everything. So when the Bible would say, like I remember opening one book one time and it said, "You're a sinner." And I was like, but I didn't do anything. And, I would always question. Yeah. And so throughout my life, I was always battling that religious background and the Bible, and what I felt was right and morally right, and what God would really want and Spirit would really want us to do. And so I would get certain times where I think, I want to read tarot. Oh, but it's evil.
Right.
Yeah, but I'd be pulled to it. And I would say a couple times, and it just kept going until finally I decided to find out what my spirit guide was. And I think meditation, breathing, that all, and angels.
It helped you.
I really was led to all, and I had depression. So I remember I was in a psychotherapist's office, and she was very cold and asked me all these things that were wrong with me. And I went home and I thought, I that's not what I need. I need something else. And it was like the angels I had. Anyway, that's such a long story, but
it's fine. Yeah.
I have a lot of things. Like I had colored lights that came in my room 2 nights at 3 a.m. And then I found out that I'm probably Pleiadian. So, which we all have, we all have.
We have something. Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, and you can't deny, after all, you can't deny that you
correct.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and it's funny too that I grew up as a central congregational Protestant, and was a rainbow girl, and also taught in the Sunday schools and sang in the choir and all that stuff. Yeah. But at 10 years old, saw a UFO go over my head.
It changes you, doesn't it?
It changes you. It changes you for that. And my parents actually didn't know the damage they were doing when they gave me for Christmas a Ouija board. But fortunately, I didn't. Nothing bad happened from that. But my parents were very open about it. But do you know that I have heard so much from Reformed Catholics?
Yeah.
It's almost as though the church pushes you away because they're so strict. They can't see, you have to be this, you have to talk to this guy to get your sins eradicated. And you've got to do this. And so many people are like, and then I also know that the evangelicals talk all about how, we're sinners and that, we're all bad and you should fear God and some of that stuff. And it's like, I thought we had a loving God here. I didn't think we had a God that was that, it's not the God of the Old Testament. It's the God of the New Testament, Yeah. So, yeah. So I'm not surprised by that. So you had the lights come in and it was at night. And how did you figure out that you were Pleiadian then? Any idea?
Years on, somebody just kind of read me, and they said, "Oh, well, you're Earth Angel, Starseed." And I looked it up,
Yep.
Yeah. And it said about starseeds in particular, that starseeds never feel like they belong. And I was like, well, that's me. I've never felt like I looked like anyone else. I've never sounded, acted, and I've never felt, even like in my own family, I felt like I was just so different. Like I'm in the wrong place, in the wrong decade, in the wrong year. So Pleiadians, during the pandemic, I had some experiences where I was led to know the Pleiadians were guiding us through. and
Mhm.
I would see these silver orbs in the sky quite often around that time,
Yeah.
and I could start to pick out who was Pleiadian. Like David Bowie had passed, I knew he was. His wife Iman, she's Pleiadian, and certain people with certain eyes and they're tall.
Oh,
And I've got chills saying that, but it's
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Resonates. It really resonates.
Mhm.
Wow. It's too funny too, because when you think about and it would have been you would have been just a little girl, but with David Bowie's Starman
Yeah.
uh, time and how he dressed androgynously and how he looked androgynous.
Yeah.
And of course, I love his song, Ground Control to Major Tom.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite ones. So,
Yeah.
wow,
It was
that's
always
really
tongue
cool.
in cheek. Well, when he passed away, remember all the stars kept passing away before probably 2016, and it was like
Yeah.
to help us from the other side. And I remember when he passed, I thought he went back up to the stars. And
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
so
Yep.
definitely is up
I
there.
always felt really bad that his daughter had lost her dad so young, but I know her mom is fabulous, and so and probably they connect all the time
Yeah.
because they have that belief system. That's really cool. I did find out I'm Andromedan.
Hmm.
Somebody read my chart and told me that from something in the chart, and I can't tell you what it is because I don't exactly know. But when I looked at the qualities of what the Andromedan starseed was, it resonated with me really a lot, and so yeah, it's kind of fun. Yeah.
Well,
Oh, Thomas,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, that's okay.
I'll say real quick.
Mhm.
Elon Musk.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why even before he started doing what he did last year, before Twitter and before the whole thing with Ukraine and
Yeah.
Putin, I
Yeah.
started getting hits on him that he was not the person that everyone thought, and I was really sort of like mentally like sucking in on him,
Yeah.
like what's he doing? What's he doing? And I really think that he's from one of those rogue planets where my like Pleiadians do not like this guy. Like if it was Star Trek, he'd be the Borg.
Sure. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Isn't there one that, a gray, right? The grays.
yeah,
Yeah. Thomas, you're funny. You said you must be a gray, short and squatty, but you're actually from Orion. Oh, well, that's cool, Thomas. Yeah.
oh, cool.
Sometimes it isn't just our appearance, although I think you're right. The appearance can sort of give away some clues.
Yeah.
But wow, that's so fascinating about Elon. Yeah, he's not of this world, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's something weird. The Borg. He's like, "Are you? What's going on?"
Yeah.
He's bolted together, and
Uh-huh. It is interesting though. You've got him and you've got Richard Branson with both having their own sort of. Any thoughts on Richard Branson? Do you think he's better than? I think he's better than Elon, but I don't know how much better. Yeah.
I think he is. I saw something today that made me wonder, but I think he is. But I think the problem with when people have all that money, and I don't mean to judge anyone.
No, I know.
Money corrupts people, and they'll do anything to stay in that hierarchy above the rest of us, including
Absolutely.
the worst of the worst. They'll do anything, and so it does corrupt them.
It
they
does.
don't want to lose their money.
No. And that's what we're seeing, of course, with who.
Right.
The orange guy. But it does, I hope that it, okay, Lady Silver, I hope that it, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. This has always bothered me.
Yeah. Okay.
Bezos and so Amazon, and they laid off all these people. I'm like, hello, we're all using Amazon. How do you not have enough money to pay your workers? And
right.
He's sending these rockets up. He and Musk are sending rockets out, just billions of dollars, where people could be fed. We could help the environment. It's sending all these explosive, like the last one with the Musk is his rocket exploded all over this.
I know
this land.
Yes.
And it's like, why are they allowed to do this? And why? They're just wasting their money. And I don't know why, but it really bothers me. So I don't like Bezos either.
No, I know. And it's actually the oligarchs, just like in Russia, they run everything. And we're seeing that here. And that's why and this is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
But we're seeing it with the Congress wanting to support the billionaires and the millionaires not to pay their fair share of taxes because they see them as giving them the money they need. So it's all about the money. It's always all about the money, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's sad.
It is sad.
Having said that, I'll take money, but
yeah, it's and it's okay to want it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For me, I remember when somebody said, if you won the lottery, what would you like? What would you do first? And I want to say I'd help as many people as I can. Yes, I'd need to pay off some bills of my own, but gee whiz, you can't you could spend it all, I suppose, but you can't really spend it and enjoy it. After a while, it becomes really nothing. It's not important anymore. So. Yeah.
And money's invisible. And really, like this whole debt limit thing, it's like other countries don't do that. They take.
Thank you. I agree 100%. Yes. It's an energy exchange. And it's something we've all agreed that a green piece of paper with this number on it means this. And it's like time. Time's the same way, we created time, we created money, and we kind of have an agreement about it. But yeah, this debt limit thing, that was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah. Definitely crazy. And yes, I know that all of you here probably have lived lives, in the star seeds. Definitely. We some of us that are here that don't feel comfortable here, and maybe even Amy, she's saying at first she didn't feel like she fit in, but maybe this is one of her first times here, and so that would explain that. But depending also upon maybe it was her first time on Earth, maybe she was in 15 other different planets, who knows, way on the other side. Yeah.
I do think I've been here a lot, and I'm not sure why. It is interesting because I feel like I've been here many times back, and I was in Egypt. This is a weird thing, but my birthday, I shared my birthday with Queen Elizabeth, who passed last year, so April 21st. Okay. And I remember someone said, "Oh, you're a queen." And the first thing I heard was, "Mary, Queen of Scots." So in this last year, I've been on this journey to investigate. And I looked up her stats. She was my height. Right now it's a little bluish, but red hair, freckles, long neck. And I had in elementary school, they had a guillotine at a Halloween show, and I was terrified. It was a fake.
Oh my God. Wow.
Looking back now, that's what the universe sends signals to.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely does. Yeah. And and when I went and had someone do my Akashic records, I'm afraid of fish, which is a ridiculous thing to be afraid of, but it is a past life thing. Yeah. Apparently it was a fisherman, brought in a whole bunch of fish for people to eat, and the fish were tainted. There was something wrong with them, and everybody died. Oh, wow. And so, yeah, that's what I heard. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, it is interesting. It's interesting what we find out as we journey along on the way. Yes, that's right, Anne. There are multiple planets in those systems, so there are many branches to each race. Yes. Hi, Craig. Yeah, I know. Is there anything you can't have delivered via Amazon?
True.
Yes, you can't have integrity delivered.
That's true.
Oh, that's funny. Hi, Kevin. I'm going to be on later on today with Kevin's Loving Vibrations.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So come on and ask your questions there about politics. We're going to be doing that today. So anyway, there is a lot going on. So tell me what your are you psychic? Do you do medium readings? Do you do tarot readings, oracle readings? What kind of things do you do?
I've been a songwriter. I'm like that person on The Simpsons who says I've been on. You may know me from TV. You may know me from. I did radio. I did some ads with the person in town, or radio ads. I've done. I don't do tarot readings, but I do primarily political. Just like you said, clairvoyant. I get information and I put it out there. My channel is small. It's okay, but I put it out there because once I put it out there, it helps the universe, and it almost like it clicks. So. So that's what I've been doing. But I'm a writer. I'm an artist. In fact, anyone who knows, I have this weird connection to John Lennon. We have like the many lifetimes together, and I've done a retrospective of him. I've written about him, and that's like he's one of my biggest guides because he just tells me stuff. like I sit down and I just get the information, and he doesn't like all this marxism stuff.
I understand. And for me, it's Freddie Mercury.
Oh, cool.
So
Let me tell you this. Freddie Mercury, sorry to get so excited. I get really excited. I've been hearing him a lot lately this weekend, and I was like, why do I keep her? I love Freddie. I love him, and he's a starseed too.
Yes.
And so this is why. And on your email to me, you said, I will hold your hand through it. And I was like, oh, that's John. John sent a message to her. So just to let you know, Freddie came through this weekend. He was like, everywhere I went, I heard Freddie, like on the repeat. So yeah.
That's really awesome. I have this really, I mean, I have an affinity. I can't get enough. In 2014, I listened to Queen only all day. That's all I did. And Freddie's singles, because I love his singles. But I was telling somebody that I had a dream about him recently because I haven't been as in tune with him. I've been busier, you know. And I had a dream that I won a date with him, but he didn't feel well, so he had to go home. But Brian May, the guy that plays the guitar in the band, came and said, Freddie said, he's sorry he had to leave the date early, but if you ever need him, you just have to ask and he'll come and help you out. And so wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I love John. John Lennon's got such beautiful energy. He had beautiful energy. Beautiful. Yeah. That's a riot that you saw Freddie so much. That's great. Oh.
He orchestrated that movie so perfectly. When I saw Bohemian Rhapsody, like everybody, the guy who played Brian May looked just like Brian May.
He did.
And I thought it was Freddie
and Roger. Yeah. And John, they all did. And Rami Malek did a beautiful job for, you know, considering he's not, to me, he's not as handsome as Freddie was. But Freddie had his times where he wasn't looking too good either, I don't think, you know, in the beginning. And that's what they do. But, during the 80s. Woohoo.
Yeah. I love that movie. And I think Freddie was connected to perhaps Cleopatra because Queen. He was another connection to Egypt and the Queen. And
makes sense. Yeah.
If you even look up a picture, well, they didn't have pictures, but a rendition I saw, you could see Freddie's face and her.
Yeah. Isn't that something? Wouldn't surprise me because he was such a diva. But I really do believe Freddie was bisexual. He was not just homosexual. He was very fluid. But there's a lot of people that don't agree with that necessarily. And that's fine. I just feel like, they are. They're Zoroastrian, David. Yes. And yes, his sister is around and she is precious. I loved his mom. His mom Brian was so good to his mom. So,
And Mary, you know what's funny? Like you talked about him being bisexual. I think it just got too complicated for him.
I think so.
Yeah. But he really loved Mary. And I think that
he did.
In some ways, he regretted being not straight because he would have stayed with her and gotten married and had children and still had a career, but it just wasn't meant to be. Too fabulous for to be.
Yeah. No, he couldn't be constrained, but he had 2 or 3 other women that were lovers of his as well during his lifetime. And so I just feel like, you know, anyway, it doesn't really matter. I don't care if he was gay or straight or bi or whatever. But, you know, the fact that he was just such a force of, you know, and I could talk about him all day and I guess I won't anymore. But anyway, he did. He came up with the trisexual revelation, TRY sexual. There you go. Yeah. There you go.
You know, and I'll say this, that I think your connection with him, because I felt this with John, is that you probably have spent past lifetimes with him.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was in Egypt as well. My mother and myself were in Egypt. And I was also in a scene at the time, around the time of Jesus. So I feel really an affinity for that place as well. So that's awesome. So most of what you do is your claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairsentience. Yeah, you feel a lot.
Yeah, because I do think that's one thing I'm here for, is just to silently heal when I see somebody that's in trouble. I'm here for that. And, you know,
I get it. I get it. So we had a little talk before we started, and Amy was saying that she absolutely, of course, she had a beautiful little dog for 15 years and passed away, and then she ended up getting this other little dog, and that she feels like she's nurturing, and then her name is Earth Spirit on her channel. Excuse me. So I said, are you a Taurus? And yes, of course she is. So that's what my mom was. You just can tell. Taurus people, salt of the earth, loving. They love their home. They love, it's just really good. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I'll say real quick, I can see people too. I can see people's signs too by looking at them, or just for a while, little things that they do or say. And
okay.
And what our birth chart, like if somebody was all Taurus, which is impossible, but you can have a dominant sign. That's somebody here just to be that, live that sign energy. And because what you do is your birth chart, you start off as this. I start off as Taurus. That's who I'm born here to experience. And you go through your rising, and then you go up to your North Node, and your North Node is your true self. So my true sign is really Aquarius. And that's really who you are. Everything else is a lesson, and your birth chart can actually show you a lot of your past lives. And if you suspect somebody that you were someone in a past life, go look at the birth chart. Their sun sign may be their North Node, or it's like switched.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you do that too? Do you do astrology as well?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. But people can contact you for readings. You do personal readings, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I use tarot. I've got my kitty cat tarot, and
okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. I didn't know that about the North Node, because I am a Libra, born a Libra, Capricorn rising sign. And after reading it, it made a lot of sense, because I used to do taxes for a living. And I've also teach in institutions of higher learning. But I have a Pisces moon, and I get really destroyed by things. If something happens, it really hurts me really badly. So, but I'll have to check my North Node. I know I have it somewhere in my charts, but I don't remember what it is. So that's cool, though, so maybe that air sign that you're really, truly living, which is what my Libra is, an air sign, puts you out there in the ethers as well. So, that's really cool. Do you think you were ever abducted by a spaceship or anything, or have you seen UFOs?
I've never, as far as I know, I've never been abducted. I think they just know not to mess with me.
Leave me alone. Yeah.
I've had too much in my life where I'm just like, that would not be okay with me. And so, but I've seen them, and it's kind of funny. Once you've seen one, you've seen one, because here's an airplane. And here's a UFO that you see zip across the sky in a second. And you're like, not normal. That's not normal at all. And
that's right.
And you just know,
You do. For me, it was, I was only 10, but I was walking up a hill, and my friend and she was with me. So I know for sure she remembers it like it was yesterday as well. But we're walking up this hill, and no noise, just going over our heads, and all these lights. It was like this, and I'm watching it, and I see it going over, and it went actually to the top of the hill and went down behind where my church was, which was at the top of the hill where I lived. Yeah, I know. And that's the place where all the kids used to go smoke cigarettes if they got a couple of them off their parents, So.
I love the visionary of it going behind the church. It just gets.
I know. Yeah. Let's exploit this whole thing. Here it goes. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes it's good not to see one, Craig, if you are fearful of it. There are a lot of people who've had some bad experiences. But when we were down in Sedona at the retreat earlier, or later in the month, we were out looking and taking pictures, because it was so dark where we were. You could actually take pictures. One of the gals took a picture, and when we looked at it and we made it a bigger picture, it was like an angel. It was awesome.
One thing that when I kept seeing these silver orbs before the pandemic,
Uh-huh.
I thought, I don't think those are solid. And so, and I think a lot of extraterrestrial are angelic because we are all, oh,
Uh-huh.
okay. Are you still there? Did you see my
Yeah,
light flicker and everything just went weird?
that's what happened to me. It happens to me all the time on here. The lights go down and then I almost blank out. Yeah.
That
I
was weird.
think that there are a lot of tricksters coming in.
It could be. It could be.
Yeah.
Well, don't mess with that. I always tell Spirit, please don't mess with
Oh,
my internet. Please don't mess with my air conditioning.
yeah.
I'm fine with
Thomas Thomas thought it was an orb.
really.
Yeah.
We'll have
Yeah.
to watch later. I have a lot of orbs and
Do you? Okay.
John Lennon, my love.
Right. Right.
I
Uh-huh.
love him so much. We through the
Sure.
pandemic, that was my whole thing, was being out in nature, and I saw John in the sky, and that really. Well, anyway, he shows up a lot, but I have
That's cool.
Archangel Michael shows up a lot too.
Good.
I think
Well,
when I said that about angels and extraterrestrials, I think that's what just did that.
it did. It did.
Yeah.
It shows absolutely you're in the flow of what you're doing. They're agreeing with you. They're giving you validation. And maybe they really love the fact that you're finally live and doing some work
Yeah.
live. So
Indeed.
it could be. It could be. I'll say that anyway. But yeah, you need to be doing more of it because I can feel your energy and I know that it's almost ready. It's not exploding, but I can feel your heart energy, definitely. And this is something you were born for. So
Thank
it's your
you.
choice, though. You get the free will.
Well,
Hi, Rossi.
Hi, everybody. I'm really
Yeah.
glad to be here. And one of my things is some of my viewers know that I'm very shy, and
Uh-huh.
I have a lot of issues with. My mother told me I was ugly when I was a kid, so I have a body dysmorphic disorder, and I
Oh,
know.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
What happened was when I see myself in the camera, I see a lopsided face. And then I did this before I came on, and this picture I painted of John, and he made his face look lopsided, and he was like, "See," and he will like the other day I was like, "I should go get Botox. I should go," and I heard John in my head say, "Or you could love yourself."
Absolutely. It's part of what you need to do.
Right.
We always, I don't want to say we always. I'm going to tell you this, that I'm older than you, of course, by a number of years. And it took me a long, long time to love myself just the way I am and not worry about what anybody else thinks. But it's awful that your mother planted that in there. And I just have to say, I think you're beautiful. Honestly, you're beautiful inside and out. And so, take time for self-care and loving, because you have the gift. You have a beautiful gift. You have a beautiful heart. And we need you here. We need you here.
Yeah. During the pandemic, a couple of years ago, I had all versions of the pandemic, even though I wore my mask. But at this point, I had just gotten out of a very long narcissistic. I'd gone to safe home for 3 years for therapy, and my mother had just passed, and I was going through a lot. And then I finally got out of my bad relationship and got divorced. But I remember not feeling very much like I wanted to be here anymore. And
there's a lot of people that feel that way after. Yeah, I understand.
I just did. I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. I just can't. But and then I got sick, and I really came face to face with if I wanted to be here. And I said to myself, "Do you want to live or die? Do you want to live or die? You have a choice." And I chose life. And I'll never forget. It was August 4th, and I got better. But I remember it was weeks of being sick, and I saw John in the window. I have a picture of him. He was in the window, and I got better. And the next day, I got in the car for the first time in like 3 weeks with my dog, and I was just going to drive around the lake. And the first song on the radio was "Imagine," and and ever since then, I've been like, you choose life. You have to make that choice if you want to live. And if you live, you have to accept it's not going to be easy. It's not always easy.
Right. This is a big school down here. Yep.
Yeah, indeed.
Yep. And some days really suck.
Yeah.
And if we can love ourselves on those days, I'm so glad you chose life. We want you here. And Akila says, yes, we're our own worst critic. And that's so true. When I used to look at myself in the mirror, I'd say, or on here, my voice, I don't like my voice. Well, I love my voice now because I have my voice.
Yeah.
It took forever to get my voice, and I don't want to be afraid to use it now in a good way, for a good thing.
I love your voice, and you're beautiful, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you, sweetheart.
And we're all light. Let me tell you this.
We are all light.
And that light never dies. Our body may pass away, but the light inside us never dies. And when my mother died, I learned that because I looked at her after she passed, and I saw that she was no longer there. And I really realized how our energy defines everything that we are. Like the way we look, the world around us, what we do, our finances. It really is our energy that fills. It's like a balloon. We fill it with, So you can restore, you can heal, you can be younger, whatever you want to look like or sound like. But there's also acceptance, because that's also part of life, because we chose to be here.
We did. And who I love right now is Jamie Lee Curtis. She's a few years younger than I am. And she doesn't get Botox. She's never done anything, to herself. She just loves herself for who she is, wrinkles and all. And I love that about her, because we need more of that. We've just been told too many times in our life that we're not, that we're not good enough, or we're not pretty enough. And my mother heard that from her mother, that she was an ugly girl. And that's just horrible. Anyway, we got to re-listen to the tapes and put a good message in there for ourselves.
That's right.
Thank you. That's a beautiful share. I appreciate that share. Yeah. All right. So Lady Silver is we're going to go ahead and answer the questions we have 4 questions. Okay. We got about 20 minutes left of the show. So we are going to take these questions, and she would like advice. Lady Silver would like advice for the summer. I guess what her spirit guides or whatever there is out there for her.
Silver. Angels. Silver. Well, the first thing I'm good is, if you haven't taken a vacation yet, you need to do that.
Good.
Something by water. It doesn't have to be the ocean, but it could be water. I see trees. So I see some sort of like a resort, or like a cabin maybe, or a lake. To take a vacation. And that would restore you.
That would restore you, Lady Silver. Wow. I love that. So I pulled 3 cards. The first card I get is failure. There is no such thing as failure. That's what it's telling me. In other words, it's all learning experiences, Lady Silver. So whatever happens, don't look at it as if it is a failure. Look at it as if something you needed to learn to move on and grow, because you do have vision. Look at this. You've got the third eye right on a silver plate here. They're telling you that you have the vision, you have the ability. You must be at least, psychic knowing, but you may even have the vision. And they're telling you to listen to your intuition, listen, and it's going to tell you what maybe you need to take that vacation on a lake in order to go within and to bring out some of the things you need to work on for your spiritual journey. I don't know.
I think maybe she's worried about money, and believe me, I understand. She's worried about money and how she's going to get the money, or if she uses it on the vacation, how she'll replace the money. So I think that's why she's hesitant about. It could be family. She has family that she has to take care of, and maybe she's worried about leaving the house and leaving chores and responsibilities. But I feel like if she does it, it's just a good time to do it, and she should trust that money will come back. Am I on the right track? Did she say anything? It doesn't matter.
She says it resonates. Yep.
Yeah, try not to read, because if you go, you'll get the money back. You'll be okay.
Well, I think you should do it then. I'm trying to find your channel information because they're saying it doesn't show up. And let me get it.
See, that's the thing. I'm pretty shadow banned on YouTube because of my
Are you?
politics. I'm very liberal, and
Oh,
I've got
beautiful.
yeah. So
Yep.
I'm kind of hidden.
Okay. I've got it right here. Let me turn this off, though. I've got it, guys. Hang on. It was in my show information. Let me see. There it goes. You could probably hear. Hold on. All right. Here you go, kiddos. Nope, that's heart-centered tarot. That's not it. Oh, my God. For some reason. All right. I'm going to put it on afterwards. That's not the right one. I apologize. I've got it. And I'll put it up. All right.
It's hard to find me. It's like I'm covered with vines. My channel's covered with vines, and it's in Timbuktu, and
That's something else. I had no idea that it was that hard to find. Okay. So I'll let you work on this one. Hypnicity wonders if she should look for property north or west of where she is.
Okay. I'll pull some cards, but I get north first.
Do you?
And,
okay.
Yeah. North.
Mm-hmm.
North or west? North or west of her state, or of the country?
Probably north or west of the state, and she's in Washington State. Yes. Yep.
So, Queen of Cups in reverse, 10 of Cups in reverse. You're definitely not happy where you are.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not happy. There's the two tuxedo cats don't look very happy. So maybe she needs more sunlight. Maybe she's in a place that has a lot of rain. And so if she went north, is she saying north? If we'll go where the sun is.
Ooh, I'm going to tell you right now, Squim. It's pronounced Sequim.
Huh.
This looks like sequum.
Oh,
under Payne Field. Okay. Squim is sun, the most sun in Washington that there is.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And it has a weird name, so. Cool.
Yeah. Actually, people have told me there is a ghost. There's a hotel up there that has a resident ghost that people go up there for that. Yeah. All right. So, folks, the link that I have on the show doesn't show up Earth Spirit, but I have it, and I will get it to you. I will put it in the notes so that you can go on and sign up for her because she's fabulous. And I'm sorry, the wrong one's there. For some reason, I have Marina's link there. I don't know. Tricksters again. Trickster. All right. Let's see. So you're thinking north. All right. And
I hear that I'll follow the sun.
There you go. There you go. So I get the strength card. I think that I agree with that. I think the north would bring you some strength and the sunshine, and it would bring you the balance that you need. And also, it's telling you to be careful and to make sure that you check the boundaries. In this case, I'm thinking it's more of the boundaries of where you're going, not necessarily the boundaries we make with others. So my feeling is you're going to find something there, but you need to be very, very careful that it is a piece of property that has a clear boundary line. I don't know how to say it any other way. That's just what I'm getting. So
I wonder if she's had trouble with neighbors in the past. Like she needs a little space of her own, probably.
She needs the space. Yeah. She's looking for a big outside space is what she's really looking for. So yeah, I agree. Port Townsend is fabulous. That's north, and it's sort of northwest, I guess. But Port Townsend is very cute. It's kind of an eclectic place. So there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, she wants the ability to grow a community there. All right. Tarot Your Way posted Earth Spirit 2256. Oh, it's probably it then. Earth Spirit 2256. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Does that sound right? Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to know something? I didn't name it that. Well, I didn't put those numbers, but YouTube did. And John sends me the number 117 or 711 a lot. And when I added those up, it's 711. So I was like,
so
okay.
you know it's perfect. Yeah, it's perfect. Thank you so much, guys, for finding it. Yeah, she is good. Lady Silver, she is beautiful. She's wonderful. So these people want it because they want to sign up. So
Thank you.
There you go.
And I don't hold back, like you, I don't hold back on my channel.
No.
I'm willing to say what has to be said for entertainment purposes only, because we have fascism, and we really have
we
to
do.
fight. Yeah, our ancestors died in wars to fight against fascism. So we have to protect our freedom in America. So
Thank you. And she does live in a red state. So she's a bright light in a red state. We have a lot of people that do that. Sometimes I feel really bad and I say, oh, I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. But the energy that you bring to that transmutes some of that negativity. And yes, you shouldn't hold back, as long as you do make sure you say for entertainment purposes only, just so you cover yourself. Yeah. We've got a very liberal group here. This is a very liberal group.
I love you.
Great. Yeah. All right. So Rhonda Roo. All right. Any messages from her guides today?
Let me see. Rhonda Roo, messages from her guides.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you found her by accident a year or so ago. Well, that's wonderful, Kay. Yeah. Thanks, Craig, for subscribing.
Thank you.
Amy, 406 subscribers now. All right.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just had 400 the other day, and I was like, yay.
I know. I understand. No, you are. It's not been an hour, and you go lay down somewhere. Come on. Oh.
Let's see, Rhonda.
No. Okay. Sorry, she's fussing.
Got your baby.
Yeah.
She's like, your phone call's coming up. She probably knows.
Maybe.
Like, you're gonna miss your phone call.
Uh-huh.
All right, Rhonda Roo. Let's see if I can get anything without pulling cards first.
Okay.
Well, the first thing I thought was an olive, and I don't know why. Any messages from my guides? Olives. So, I mean, that could be a trip. It could be culinary, or maybe she wants to go to Italy or
Greece.
Greece, yeah.
Yeah.
That could be a past life in Greece or Atlantis.
Yeah.
Rendezvous. I see a white dress. And I do think when you said Greece, that does resonate a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I just saw, I don't know if her mother's still here, but I saw someone kiss her on the cheek.
Oh.
And I felt a female energy with that. So
she dreamt about olives last night.
What? Seriously? What's insane? I wasn't going to say it either. I wasn't going to say it.
It's always that. It's always that you think, this is too weird. I'm not going to. But when we say it, it's amazing.
I have chills. You know what I think? And with her mother coming in, or a female energy, I think that was a message from your mother.
Mom.
Yeah, or someone in that matriarchal.
Okay. You were eating cheese olives. Okay.
Well, nice.
That sounds good. I love, some people don't, some people only like black olives or don't like olives at all. My dad always ate the green ones with the pimento, and I love them. They're, oh my God.
Yeah, they're good.
That is very funny. That's very funny.
Well,
so did you pull cards too?
Yeah, let me see.
Okay.
But you go ahead. You go first.
All right. So what I get from you, for you, Rhonda, is you are very worthy of whatever it is you're desiring. And always remember that, because our worthiness, the things that we are worthy to receive, there's enough for everybody. You don't have to feel as though, oh, but I'm taking away, I want too much. No. There's enough for everybody. So make sure that you know that you're worthy. Also, your intuition, spot on. You've got the gift of intuition. You've got the claircognizance that's needed to know where you're going and what you're doing. Honor it. Just like we did right now, bringing up olives. The first thing we do when we don't think we got something right is say, oh, that couldn't be right. But see, it is right. It's amazing. And finally, I got the love card. Is there something coming in for you about love, or are you having an anniversary, or is there something else coming up for you? I don't know. That's what I get. Thanks, Melinda. They're called the higher self cards. Yeah. Hi, Gigi. And indeed, pride for everybody. Absolutely. Pride month of June.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
My daughter is, she identifies as non-binary. And I think a lot of kids do. And you know why they do? Because they see the truth. They haven't been through, and luckily, indoctrinated like the rest of us.
That's right.
Right. So they're not saying that they have to be a certain way. And love is love.
Love is love. Yeah. No, I agree 100%. And I'm just thinking, and they're really uniting both sides of their soul because we're yin and yang. And so that makes perfect sense. Good for you. Good for her. Yeah. So, no cards for,
I don't want to. It's all right. I got answered prayer and blessings. And so when you pull the love card, I actually think that was her mother sending her love. And I think that what's happening is she's being called to perhaps take a trip. She will have the money for it, the blessings to go, and it'll be an answered prayer.
Yes.
So I think,
And so there's your worthiness. You're worthy to take the trip. Yeah, always. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So our last one reading for today is Nancy Vasquez, and she just wonders about June's energy. I think June's starting out very interesting, don't you? With the Sagittarius moon we had and all the craziness.
It's the stronger moon.
I know. And today, Trump's lawyers meeting with the Justice Department.
It's going down. It's going. You know what? I got this vision of, and I kind of put on my community, but that Merrick Garland has been on a road, like in the desert. He didn't have to turn right. He didn't have to turn left. He just kept driving. And he, but now he has to make a choice. By not doing anything, it shows he's with the right. Because it's clear that he has to indict 45. It's clear.
Yes, absolutely.
So, but he has insurance, and the insurance is Jack Smith. And Jack Smith is the one.
He did the right thing. He did the right thing and the person that works with criminals in The Hague. I mean, how could we couldn't have gotten anybody better than him? Yeah.
They need to. I'm sorry, but dig her up. Dig her up. They got to dig up Ivana. Seriously. And
everyone's saying that, and I agree with you. I think there might be those documents in there or something. But I also think that there's too much.
Yeah. I've always seen them looking in Trump Towers, and I really think that they got to search everywhere. Like, I mean, I don't know what's taking so long, but just go ahead. Yeah. I guess they have to have,
But there's something about her death that was really weird. It just, to me, was. I saw a woman, and I got something about Russian. Wouldn't surprise me.
An electric stun gun that stops the heart. It would leave no mark. It would look like a heart attack. And it was right before he had to do that deposition, and she would have had to be,
She would have had to come in. Yes. Yeah. Well, entertainment purposes only, but I absolutely agree. So thank you for your input on that one. That's very validating. So it is very sinister. And Melinda, you heard hidden passage. There's maybe a hidden passage there.
At Mar-a-Lago, perhaps. I mean, who has a hidden passage in their house that leads out to the ocean with ships come in? They had that Russian ship, remember, that was hanging out?
Yep.
And who has golf tournaments with the 9/11 people? I mean, if you want to know where the documents are, it's probably over there, most likely.
I know. Yeah. I'm sure they're fixing up a place for him over there so he can abscond with whatever. But
I wouldn't be surprised.
All right. So, Nancy, I did pull some cards for you, and I'm getting that you need to let go and trust that what's going to happen this month for you is going to be A-okay. And it reminds me of when that old game where you stood in a circle and the person behind you was supposed to catch you. Remember that? And I was always like, I'm afraid they're not going to be able to catch me because I'm too fat or whatever. But this says, let it go. Let it go. Fall back into the arms of what's waiting for you. And you will be getting a new perspective on what it is that you should be needing to do in this month. I love the threes. You may be three choices that you'll have, but you might want to really look into all three of them. And guess what the ultimate goal will be? Happiness is coming. You're going to have a great June, it looks like, Nancy. There you go. Wow.
Yep, I see. The month of June looks like it is going to be hot for a lot of us and very sunny.
Yep.
But that also means a lot of happiness. The sun image is happiness. And I do think that there's someone in her life she's had to deal with, and it's probably a male figure. I see this is actually my Trump card, because look at him. That's Trump as a cat. I get that card.
It is. Oh my God.
Maybe a Leo or a Sagittarius or Aries. She's had to deal with a guy, maybe a boss or somebody. Some guy in her life has given her a lot of grief, but she has the strength. She may be getting a new perspective on that strength. Then there you go, Nancy. It looks like happiness is coming, though. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so we have about 5 minutes left or so. I have one question here that should be fairly quick. Divine Empathic Tarot wonders if she can get a confirmation. Will Steve have feelings for me at June's party in California? I guess that means. So. I think he does have feelings for you. Don't you think? It feels like he does. Let me pull some cards.
Okay.
And you go if you're ready, go first.
Okay. You're welcome, Nancy. And yes, Melinda, I wrote it down. It's called the Higher Self Oracle, and it comes in a tin box. Here's the problem. It's out of order right now because it's so good. And so, but Amazon, you can be on the wait list. So I think it's worth it. I just got them about a week ago, and I absolutely love them. You know how some cards just speak to you and others don't. So, all right. So I get that you're on the right path, Divine Empathic. I get you're on the right path, and that must be leading to this party that you're going on, and that you hopefully will see him. And I get acceptance. So it looks like Steve accepts you for who you are and what you do. And the last one I get is forgiveness. I don't know if you have to forgive yourself or someone else, but always good idea to do that anyway, just to make sure that you're cleared. There you go. All right. So what cards did you pull?
Well, I wonder if he is a Libra or an air sign. I get the King of Swords. He's see how he's kind of sneaking in the party. He's sneaking in the front door. He's a little worried about. I think he's worried about if you guys had a past. I think you had a past together. Maybe you've known each other for a while, and he's watched you. I think he's watched see this cat watching the TV? I think he's watched you online. Yeah, he's aware.
Okay. Oh, cool.
He might be shy. He may have been burned in the past, and there's a Queen of Swords. If that's not you, then that's someone that he might still be in a relationship with. And divine, and he's a little burned. He's a little timid. So.
Wow.
He's not sure.
Cool. Not sure. That's okay. Yep. Well, good luck, dear. Good luck. You just got lucky that you were able to get read now, because we were only taking 4 questions, and so we had just a little bit of time. So thank you so much. Everybody, I know everybody's really enjoyed having you here, Amy. And now they know where your channel is. Hopefully you'll be getting some more hits with that. But please come back again and read with me. I loved it. I loved it. And I'd be happy to come on your channel if you ever go live as well, because it was just a lot of fun. And your energy is so pure. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks everybody thank you all for being here and supporting Amy. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.